do it.
So setting up your meeting for Facebook. Yeah, we're gonna apologize to the audience today a little bit because
Says we're live right now.
yeah, that was messed up, man.
So you know how technology goes.
Yeah. What's going on? Let's see. So yeah, we're supposed to be live.
Yeah, looks like we're live, man.
Yeah. Let me just go to the page so we can see everything from here. Yeah. Anyway, man, so it looks like we're finally live. Let's see if there's people jumping in here. Can you see it on your end?
Yeah, I can see everything fine on my end. Let's see here. Doesn't look like anybody's on here just yet. That's okay.
Yeah, Kayla says she see us. There we go. For Facebook. Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome to the Real Talk with Real Estate Investors. We finally here. Yesterday we have some inconvenience with the video, but we finally fixed it today. So I think we're ready to go and start this first episode of this new series that we're gonna do. We're gonna be doing this on this group so you guys can have more information, tools, resources, so you can grow your business and become better at what you guys do. So I'm pretty excited to be here. And I'm pretty excited to do this for the first time. So I think it's gonna be a good experience, but let's wait a little bit until maybe we have some more people jumping in. There's 3 people watching so far. So how's it going, Trevor?
It's going well, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Just get back from getting a haircut, so looking fresh.
Good stuff. Fresh for the weekend, huh?
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. I'm excited to do this, man. I'm glad we were able to get everything going here. Looks like we've got some folks hopping on here. How many did you say?
Yeah, there's 3 people right now, so probably
Awesome.
more people we will be jumping in later, but I think we should just start anyway. He's gonna stay here in the group. So
yeah, let's do it.
So my name is Pedro, guys. I'm gonna be the host, and this is my man Trevor Jung. He's a great guy. He is the creator of the wholesaler cheat code. That is a program to help you guys generate more leads. So we're gonna be talking a little bit more about that. And well, let's jump in. And so Trevor, tell us a little bit about you, your story, your background, so people can get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, sure. So probably like a lot of folks that are watching on here or that will be watching or that are in this, that are looking to get into wholesaling or already wholesaling, I imagine their stories started out very similar to mine, which is, years ago, I was working in the corporate environment, working that 9 to 5, beating the drum, for that paycheck every week and just really burning myself out, right? So several years ago, I kind of started exploring around, started watching a lot of YouTube and just really looking for some options to really at first, kind of supplement some income and then ultimately kind of step away from a job that I hated, right? And so what ended up happening, long story short, is I got into digital marketing as well as wholesaling. And at the time, the reason that I started 2 businesses at once, man, is I saw these gurus and stuff running around with Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and things like that. And I was like, man, I wonder if I can do that too, right? So I kind of started studying up, kind of teaching myself. And what ended up happening is that I kind of self-taught myself digital marketing as well as wholesaling, through, like I said, some YouTube videos. And ultimately, I was able to step away from my corporate job. So what ended up happening for the next several years is I ran a digital marketing agency as well as a wholesale business, but never really used, my marketing agency to feed my wholesale business. And I'll kind of explain why that didn't happen at first here in just a second. But up until then, really, I'd just been using my marketing agency to really help every other business, every other industry that was really out there, insurance agents, real estate agents, doctors, lawyers, man, I've Shark Tank contestants, celebrities. I've really done it all, but the reason that I never actually took that business to try to supplement my wholesale business is because I was told that by the gurus and so forth at the time that it really couldn't be done. And if it could be done, the quality wouldn't be good. And if the quality was good, it would cost a ridiculous amount of money to make that happen. So for the longest time, what I was doing is just what everybody else was kind of doing, which is the normal stuff, driving for dollars, putting up bandit signs, buy houses, mailers, looking at tax delinquent lists and pre-foreclosures and all of the kind of the normal techniques that a lot of folks do. But what happened is, this has become a really popular industry, wholesaling and investing, and really rightfully so. There's a ton of money to be made every time you flip a house. I'd say the average assignment that I do is somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000. That's not too bad for not having to invest any of your own money, right? So it only makes sense that there's more and more folks getting into this industry. But what ended up happening is because there was more folks getting into the industry, and everybody was kind of fishing in the same pond there, and really doing all the traditional techniques that everybody had always done and that everybody had always taught, my wholesaling business kind of started dwindling down just a little bit. There was, anytime there's more competition with anything, there's probably going to be less meat on the bones and less, to really go around, right? Less people are eating. So, man, I really just said, one day, there's got to be another way to do this. And so I decided to just kind of do what they'd always said to not do and started digital marketing my wholesale business. I wanted to see if I could place a digital ad, a digital footprint, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Google, whatever, YouTube, whatever, and see if I could take that, place that ad in front of a specific target audience, which was a distressed seller, somebody that's going to really need to sell their house fast for pennies on the dollar. See if I could speak to them through an ad, get them to click, get them to reach out to me to give me their info, and really ultimately try to generate an exclusive deal to me to do something different, that I didn't worry about anybody else competing with me or trying to underbid or overbid or anything like that. It really just made the entire negotiation process easier, or so I thought. That's the reason that I set out to do that. But what happened was, man, in all honesty, even though I'd helped so many businesses up until that point with marketing, man, Guru said I would do, which is fell on my face. I generated very few leads at first. The quality was horrible and so forth. But man, long story short, what ended up happening is because I was a prideful and persistent person, I kept at it for about 6 to 8 months and ended up finding a sweet spot, essentially, where I was able to really target these ideal sellers that I was looking for and get them to reach out to me so that ultimately I could have a lead and ultimately, hopefully, I could convert that into a sale, right? What ended up happening from there is, man, I was able to get these leads for about 40 to 50 bucks a pop, started closing about 1 in every 5. And ultimately I was spending about 250 bucks to make $10,000, right? So that's a pretty stinking good return. Can't hardly beat that. What did I do from there? I said, man, I ain't never telling another stinking soul about this ever again. I'm here in Dallas. Not only am I going to clean house here in Dallas, but shit, I'm gonna virtually wholesale the rest of the nation. The world is mine. I found something that they said couldn't be done. I'm killing it with this. It's all mine, and I ain't telling nobody about it, right? And so that's kind of what had been happening for the past few years. But unfortunately, that game plan didn't really materialize the way that I had envisioned. And what I mean by was, I became so busy here in Dallas with the houses that I had going on here, the flips that I had going on here, as well as trying to run a full-time marketing agency, that there just wasn't enough time to ever think about trying to get these deals throughout the rest of the nation. So a couple months ago, I said, rather than sit on all this information, I'm going to package it together. I'm going to put it together as a program. I'm going to call it the Wholesaler Cheat Code, which you guys have actually seen. And I'm going to start giving other investors and other wholesalers out there an opportunity to really have for all intents and purposes, deals fall from the sky in their lap. Does every single deal, or excuse me, every single lead that comes through close? Absolutely not. Nothing's 100%. But man, if I can close 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10, or shoot, even 1 out of 20, this program has made it well worth it. It provides a huge return on the investment. And really, it just makes the entire process so much easier. Not to say that the traditional stuff like the signs and the bandit signs and the list and so forth doesn't work, because it does. It absolutely does. And I teach that kind of stuff as well. But man, it can be a lot more time consuming. It can be a lot more, a lot less efficient, and it can sure be a lot tougher to get the deals because of the extra competition that's out there. And, the deals are a lot bigger because you're not negotiating against anybody else except for the seller. So, I know that was kind of long-winded there. I know that you had just kind of added one question, but I really wanted to kind of streamline that into where it started and where it's at right now. And in all honesty, what I've taken is I've packaged what's made myself and my company successful for the past few years. And now I'm sharing it with the other markets that are out there and giving other folks the ability to do exactly what I've done, so.
No, it's freaking awesome, man. I mean, everything you just said, we have seen in the real estate industry how real estate agents or even investors, how everybody really struggle getting leads, especially in 2019, when everything
Sure.
has changed. And I know that there's a lot of people out there still relying on traditional methods to generate leads and all that stuff. And I'm not saying either that it's a bad way to do it, but I mean, things are changing and there's a better way, a more effective way. And like you said, like even 1 lead out of 10, I mean, that's still good, I mean, you're making money. Like I have talked to many real estate agents. I'm sure you have done that too, or investors where they have a hard time even trying to close one single lead, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, there's good reason to do some of the techniques like driving for dollars and bandit signs and things like that, because they are an inexpensive way to get your first deal. But man, at the same point in time, if you could spend or really avoid, maybe driving around every single day looking for vacated houses for 2 weeks, have 4 or 5 of those vacated houses reach out to you in one day. And all you got to do is make 4 or 5 phone calls that maybe takes you 30 minutes or an hour, as opposed to spending 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks trying to drive around and find that house that probably everybody and their mother is looking for and calling as well. Man, I just made life that much easier for everybody, that much more efficient, and an opportunity to really make some great money, from, not having to work near as hard. It's all about working smarter and not harder, right? And so this folks an opportunity to either A, make more money because they can be more efficient with talking to folks that want to talk to them, or B, make just as much money and have that extra time to spend with their family and friends and so forth. This is a great time to really get in this industry. A lot of folks are wanting to do it. And like I said, rightfully so with the money that's out there, but a lot of folks just aren't taking action. And I'm telling you right now, as living proof, as well as a lot of folks that I know as well, that this industry is not that hard. It's not that hard to learn. The hardest part about it is it's really 2 things. Number 1, taking that first step. That first step, I think that's the one that really prevents most folks from deal 0 to deal 1, and then the second part of it is really being able to maximize your opportunities to get in front of as many owners as possible, because obviously the more people you can talk to, the more people you can close, and man, the more money you can make. This program's been great. Like I said, it's just been around for a couple of months, but man, the response has been overwhelming. The folks are doing, just like I was doing, that they're getting the results that I was. And I'm just happy to see other folks winning without having to go through as near as much grind and heartache and pain, to get to that deal as, this program, will bring. So.
which is great, man, because I believe, and I always say that we as entrepreneurs, we discover something that works for us. We have the moral obligation to share that with others because that's the ultimate goal that we
No doubt.
as entrepreneurs, we do things that other people are not willing to do in order to change people's life, in order to change the world, in order to change the market, and do things that can benefit others. So, I mean, it's great that you're doing all this program, and it's great that you put it together, and now you're trying to serve the industry, because unfortunately, there's so many things out there nowadays, and people get frustrated, and there's a lot of scarcity too around this type of lead generation and new methods and all that stuff.
Sure.
I feel like there's a little bit of resistance with across different industries when it comes to adapt a social media strategy or online strategy. So, but if it's working for you, it definitely can work for anybody else. The point is just take action and really implement. But if you don't implement, if you just watch the first video, go through the first couple things, obviously it's not going to happen. You need to take action, you need to follow the steps, and there's not such a thing as overnight success. There's a learning curve. There's a period where you have to learn all that stuff. But soon as you hit the mark, I mean, as soon as you learn it, I mean,
that's right, man. And that's why I've called it the cheat code, is because it's the shortcut to get you where you're going. And sure, could you spend years, maybe trying to perfect a system that's that I've done and that I'm putting in front of you? Will you figure it out? There's absolutely a possibility that you could. But what are those 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years costing you in the meantime, as opposed to just taking action right now? Taking everything that I've put together here for you and something that I've perfected, and take it and run with it. Now, it's just like you said, though, with anything else, it's going to be work required. And, that's intimidates some folks. But I guarantee you there's a lot of folks here that are listening that are seeing what other folks are doing, and seeing the checks that they're getting, seeing the lifestyle that they're living. And I know that they want that too. And really, the only thing that's separating themselves from achieving what other folks are doing is just taking that step and really putting some action behind it. And I can tell you right now, with all of the other stuff that's out there on YouTube and wherever else, that can be a little bit confusing, and it can be a little bit intimidating because different folks are doing different things and so forth. But man, I can tell folks right now, the folks that are listening, if you just follow my way and use the process that I've put in front of you, you can't help but win. And so that's really what I'm here and what I'm about is, my success, I directly correlate with other folks' success. And I know that if other folks are winning, then I'm winning too, and so that's what I want to be a part of.
Yeah, that's great. So tell us more about the wholesaler cheat code. Explain us a little bit more about your program and how it's going to help people that is going to be watching this, and how the program has helped your first clients and all that stuff.
Well, sure. Absolutely. So to kind of explain in more detail how the program works is, obviously the folks that are seeing this right now, they're on Facebook, right? And so they've got a Facebook account, and just like everybody else that's ever on Facebook, they're going to see sponsored ads as they kind of scroll through their timeline each and every single day. And typically, if done correctly, those ads that they're taking a look at should show some sort of interest in whatever it is that I have to sell, right? So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking these different folks that have been traditionally targeted, folks that, like I said, are, life's happened, maybe they're going through a divorce, there's some sort of pre-foreclosure, maybe there's some sort of inheritance going on, where somebody's inherited a house they don't need or want, whatever the case may be, somebody needs to get rid of a house. And I take an ad and I put it right in front of those type of folks. The folks that are likely to sell, they see my ad and they say, well, gosh, I really do need to sell my house for fast. They click on that, they put in their info, and basically it goes directly to my client. So what's cool about that is that you get 100% exclusiveness behind that lead. You know that whenever you call on that lead, that they wanted to hear from you because they reached out to you in the first place. And you also know whenever you do talk to that lead, that you're not the 20th person they've talked to. So it's going to make the entire conversation much more civilized. It's going to be much more light and calm. And you're going to be able to ask the questions and get that information that you really need to find out the property you want to make a deal on. And, like I said, just a little bit ago too, is that when you do go out there to see that house, assuming, it's local or whatever, man, it sure makes things easier whenever you sit down at that negotiation table, knowing that nobody's battling against you trying to take that deal from you. You're able to negotiate right with that seller, and you better believe that that's going to give you an opportunity to make more money on the deal because you're not competing against anybody else, right? So this program, like I said, it's really for the folks that have either done the traditional techniques with wholesaling, which again are perfectly fine. I teach all of that and they work, but they're a little bit more time consuming, and not everybody has the time and effort to be able to do all of that. So if you really want to streamline the process and avoid, spending a lot of money and a lot of time, working on things to get a lot less results, man, this can bring you the same results in a couple of days that you might typically take a couple months to make happen. So really all I'm trying to do is streamline the process, make it easier for folks to either make more money or have more time, available for them. So, so far so good, man. Like I said, we're helping folks all over the nation. We're in a lot of different markets right now. And one cool thing about this too that I'll add is that it is a limited program. And a lot of people say stuff or hear stuff like that and think, okay, that's BS. That's just some ploy to get me to buy into the program. But really, it's not. I'm only offering this program basically to about 5 folks in every major market, because what I'm trying to do is prevent what's already happened with the other techniques that have become oversaturated. I don't want this well-oiled machine that I've created that's working great for everybody to stop working for everybody, or having to get either spend more money to get less results because it's been oversaturated by the other things, the other traditional techniques that folks have used. So it really is a limited program. When the spots fill, they're filled, and that's just the way that it's going to have to be. So the folks that are listening in to this that have been wanting to get into wholesaling for a long time, or are already wholesaling and very successful at it, this is a chance to make your life a lot more easier and really better, so.
That's great, man. And I believe what you're saying. I have seen your program, and it is a great program. It's easy to understand, and there's so much value in it, and that, can help everybody. Ultimately, that's what we want. We want to grow. We want to be better at what we do. We want to have that time with our family. So this is what your program is offering, a system that can set you free to do other stuff in your life. It is a great value. And you mentioned that you have a class coming, right? You have a webinar coming for your wholesale cheat code?
Absolutely. So I've called it Wholesaler 101. And here's what I found is when I started marketing the wholesaler cheat code a couple months ago, and I started offering that to the public, not everybody was ready for it. This is really, the wholesaler cheat code is really designed to bring that lead to you, but it's not there to educate you on the industry. It's not there to teach you the negotiation, how to factor in repairs, how to factor in the ARV of a house, how to find deals with little to no money, different marketing techniques that work and don't work. Really, it's a lot of the background that folks really need to be able to use the wholesaler cheat code and get the most value out of it. So again, this is going to be really for the newbies as well that are saying, hey, look, I've maybe watched a lot of stuff on YouTube, it's all over the place. I really don't know what to do. Or, I tried somebody's approach, it really wasn't working. Or, I just really need to have a better understanding of the entire industry so that I can start using the wholesaler cheat code. Man, this is a crash course. It's a one-day course that will literally teach folks from A to Z, everything that they need to go out and find their first deal. You know what I mean? And so if, the folks that are listening that really want to take action, that are ready to go. Maybe they've been thinking about it for a long time. I guarantee you that there's some folks listening that have been sitting on this and not knowing which step to go or which step to take. I'm telling you right now, if you hop on this class on November 16th, which is a Saturday, you'll learn everything that you need to go out there and get your first deal. Like, will there be work? Absolutely, there is work required with everything, except for maybe the lottery, and you see how well that works out for most folks. But if you do what I share with you in this program, and you take advantage of the tools and the resources that I give to you, you can't help but go out and be successful as long as you take action. Now, I have been offering this program to folks for $499, which I think is an absolute steal. If you can take five, turn it into 10,000. Because remember, I told you, if you watch this, or if you get in on this class, it's going to give you everything that you need to go out and find your first deal. So if you can take $500 and turn it into 10,000, man, that's a huge ROI right there, right? And that's what I call winning. But I'm going to take things a step farther for the folks that are actually watching this, whether it be the live or the restream or whatever, any watch parties, anything like that. If you reach out to me and say, Trevor, I was watching that video, I want to be a part of that program, I will cut the cost in half. So 50%, it'll just cost $50. You'll get a full day of training where you'll get everything that you need to go out and be successful if you just take action. Guys, I don't know what else to say to get you motivated, but man, if you do this and you hop on this course, man, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you what you need, and it'll allow you to finally begin that career as a wholesaler or an investor that you've been thinking about or wanting to start, and actually give you a game plan and a process to go out there and provide a better lifestyle for yourself and your family. So,
man, I think that's a great offer. I mean, it's no brainer, like half the price. You said $499, right?
So $499 is the normal price. And I said that in itself is a steal. You see all these other gurus out there, they're charging thousands of bucks for what I'm going to teach you in this class. $500 is a steal. But I'm saying right now, for the folks that are actually watching this, if they reach out to me directly and say, Trevor, I want to be a part of this. I'm really ready to take action, and I'm really ready to learn this industry because I want a better life. I'll cut the price in half, $250 to potentially change the rest of your life. Man, I don't know what else to do. That's a deal right there,
Yeah, I mean, what else do you want? I mean, I know that there's a lot of folks in this group that, because I have seen the post, people asking, how can I get my first deal? How can I get started? I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And for $250, I think it is worth it. It is like how you can say no to such a great offer, an opportunity
Absolutely.
for you. An opportunity for you to learn the basics and the stuff that you need in order for you to be successful. Like, I mean, for me, like, take my money, man. For $250, I'm gonna make $10,000. It's no brainer, So,
dude, you see all these folks go, spending 4 or 5 years in college, getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, myself included. Whenever I went to college, man, if I could have just spent a day to get all the training that I needed, to really go out there and be successful. Because here's the thing is that I want to add to this is that they're going to get a live record or get the recording of this training. So it's not something that, okay, well, I sat in this class, I understood some of it I wasn't quite sure of, and I wanted to have a chance to kind of re-reference that. They'll have the recording of the entire training. They'll be able to go in there and continuously study everything that I've laid out. And if they really do that and they take action with that, you can't help but stumble into a deal. You know what I mean? And like I said, with the average assignment paying $10,000, making $10,000 isn't supposed to be easy, but man, there's easier ways than some, right? And I will definitely show you those techniques to go out there and make that happen, should you join the class. And I would love to have as many folks as possible on there. And, you know, so I just encourage folks to reach out to me and let me know that this is something that you're ready to do. You're ready to take action, and that you want to win. And if you want to win, I want to help you win. So
That's great, man. I think you have a good heart here, trying to help others, which is great. You know, I think that's our ultimate goal too, to help others. And for
sure.
the people watching this and the people who listen to the audio later, uh, I mean, this is a great opportunity for you guys to get into this and start generating more money for you. You know, start really tapping into this industry. I mean, especially if you knew and you still try to learn how this industry works. And it's a great time. You know, it's perfect timing because there's not many people doing what you're teaching. You know, and there's not many people using those techniques. So the market is wide open. You know, it is, and I have seen
Tell
it.
you
You know,
something. But there's a lot of folks that, like I said before, that are sitting there and not taking action. So the folks that take action are already 1,000 times ahead of the folks that don't, you know. And again, if you take that first, you take action, you're ahead of 1,000 folks. And then if you take the you know, everything that I give to you, well, then you're ahead of a lot of the other folks that have been sitting around going in circles trying to train themselves, not having a clue where to start. This will give you a chance the very next day to go out there and start hunting for your first deal. And I guarantee you, if you put forth the work required, you'll have your first deal. You know, I'm going to take care of you and make sure that you're successful. I just need you to join me on this training. Again, it's November 16th. And if you reach out to me, I'll give you half off the class.
right. So November 16th is the webinar. Besides of the webinar, man, where else people can find you? So maybe somebody else needs to get in touch with you for something else, or you know.
Sure,
So
absolutely. So my Facebook profile, you can find me at Trevor, Trevor. Last name is Jung. It's spelled Jung. You can find me on Facebook there. My Facebook profile is 100% public. You know, friend request me. Be more than happy to have a chat and a talk. You know, reach out to me and message me. You can also check out the wholesaler cheat code. If there's some folks maybe listening here to this that you know, have questions maybe about other forms of real estate investment or maybe other lead generation opportunities, they can visit my marketing agency as well, which is Lightning Digital. You know, but I just encourage folks to reach out, you know, to myself or to you, you know, to Kayla or the other folks that are really a part of this group, because everything that I'm talking to you about, you know, the wholesaler cheat code and the wholesaler 101. Well, I mean, do I make money off of that stuff? Absolutely. But really, that's not what we're here for. We're here to really provide a value to folks, to really help them win. And that's why I think that they joined this group in the first place. So I know that we've got 16,000 folks here, man. What if we could create 16,000 rock stars? You know, wouldn't that be something?
that would be sweet.
So that's what I'm in it for. I want to help as many folks as possible. And, you know, I just encourage you to reach out. You know, if you reach out and tell me you want this, I'll help you get there. Sure.
Thanks, man. I mean, that's the other reason why we're gonna start doing these live videos, because we want to bring as much value as possible to the group. You know, to these 16,000 people in here, we want to help them. We want to have the opportunity to provide resources too, like I said at the beginning. You know, so everybody
Sure.
can grow because everybody has the opportunities. This is not something that we keep into ourselves, and it's something that you're not keeping to yourself. So it's great that you're sharing your experience and what have worked for you. You put it in a program, and now you are offering this to help others. So I mean, that's great, man. And I really appreciate that you took the time to be here today and bring this value and all this information to the group. So I think at the end of this video, we can always drop a couple links, you know, where they can
Sure.
find you, where they can learn more about the wholesaler cheat code. And if they need anything, you already told them where to find you. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
and there's, yeah, you said that there's a limited space for the webinar, right?
So, yeah, so we are trying to cap that out at 50 folks. There's, I believe, about half the spaces available so far. So, you know, here's the thing is that if somebody, like I said, I know that if they made it to this point of this video, that they're hungry, you know, just them tuning in and watching says something. But if they've made it this long to hear that deal, I feel like, that's the type of person that I want to work with. And so that's the type of person that I also want to give an opportunity, an extra incentive to do, to get them to that next level and do what I know that they want to do, so.
Right.
That's why I'm doing it.
Well, there you have it, guys. I mean, this is a great opportunity for you guys watching to go in there, sign up for the webinar, and make sure you understand and learn about this program that can help you a lot in your investor career. So I think don't waste your time. I think it is time to take action. I think that's one of the things that we're talking a lot, how important it is to take action. And that's the truth, nothing happens unless you take action. So I'm gonna drop the links at the end. That way you guys can go and sign up for the webinar. Don't miss this opportunity. Remember that you're getting 50% off of the cost. So, and it's filling up fast. It's around the corner. So it's here in a couple of days, about a week maybe. Yeah.
The 16th. So yeah, I guess about 10 days, week and a half or so. Or what's the 8th? Shoot. So yeah, about a week. Yeah, man. So 250 could potentially change everything for them, man. And I would love to help them do that. Obviously I'm going to stick around for I won't just be here this episode, but I'm going to be joining Pedro as well in the future. So any insight, anything you guys might want to hear from us or want to share with you, any guests that you might want to have on this program, again, we're here to provide as much value as possible to you so that if you want something, we want to provide that to you. So reach out to one of us, let us know what we can do to help you out. And we'll be glad to include that in any future episodes for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the whole purpose of the Real Talk with real estate investors. If you guys watching, if you have any similar idea or some other stuff that you guys are working on and you want to share with the group, you can reach out to me or reach out to any of the other admins. And so we can have a conversation and see if it is something that we can share here. We can jump in a call again and make a live video, share your experiences with the group and help you guys too, so we can help you promote your product services as well. So
sure.
I think there's anything else you want to share with the group, man?
Man, not really, man. Just that, no risk, no reward. I think again, stop talking about it and start doing it. It's time to take action. I'm going to give you what you need to go out there and hit the ground running. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, man. I hope the people watching this take advantage of this great offer for your webinar and also for your program, the Wholesaler Cheat Code. Mm-hmm. And don't miss the opportunity, guys. And we'll be coming. We'll try to be doing this every week with different people and different experts, so you guys can learn and we all together can grow and win, because that's the ultimate goal, to win and as a group, as a community, and be better every single day at what we do. So thank you so much for your time, man. And I really appreciate you jumping in here. And guys in the group, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We will drop the links at the end in the comments so you guys can go see, sign up for the webinar or sign up for the Wholesaler Cheat Code, or just reach out to any of us. Mm-hmm. And I think that will be all for today.
Awesome. Well, hey, good seeing you, man. And take care.
Good to see you too. I will see you in Dallas in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look forward to it.
We'll see you. Me too, man.
All right, brother. Take care.
You too, man. Take care.